All right. This is the No Apology Podcast, episode 29, I believe. I'm your host, SHAQUILLE. To the left of me, I have my co-host, Chris.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
My brother.
What's up, my boy?
What's going on with you? How was your Thanksgiving, man?
Thanksgiving was good, man. Definitely good vibes, good eats. That's something that I was definitely thankful for. Definitely get a nice home cooked meal. You know how it's been.
Right. Yeah, I think the holidays definitely been different. I feel like everything this year always reverts back to the COVID.
The COVID Chronicles, bro.
It's so different with everything going on. You can't even really like enjoy yourself. Some people was taking that risk and catching flights though.
Flights.
Yeah,
Damn.
I did see people catching flights here and there. I think a mayor somewhere that was like preaching like the new restrictions. He had told the people like not to really travel and all that, but then he got caught traveling.
Yeah.
So it was also like, bro, come on now. You can't be telling the people one thing and you doing the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Thanksgiving food. What's like the main thing that you, I guess, would say that you anticipating on eating on Thanksgiving?
Ooh. Dang, that's a good question.
Because I feel like everybody be like,
Everybody got their go-to.
yeah.
I normally like the jollof rice, and that's for all my African people. Definitely needs that on my plate every Thanksgiving.
You talking traditional type time.
Hell yeah, need that on my plate with some fried chicken, of course. Like, oh,
damn.
But I'm not really a turkey guy myself, but I fuck with some glazed ham.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably what most I look forward to.
I think I'm a mac guy. I think I'm a mac and cheese
Mac with
guy.
the cheese?
Yeah, I think mac and cheese, tells you a lot about what the rest of the food is gonna be like. In my opinion, if the mac and cheese ain't right, nothing gonna be right at that point. But yeah,
that's
I saw
how my brother is though on some shit. Like he a mac and cheese enthusiast. Like
mac and cheese 3.
Slap that shit on his plate all crazy. Like he need that. If they ain't got nothing, they gotta have mac and cheese.
Nah, for sure. I saw people, the traditional IG posts.
Some people just don't need to be posting their plates on IG because I be looking like the fuck.
So are you the type of nigga to post their plate though? Cause I ain't see you post your plate.
I didn't post my plate. Nah, I don't be the type to post my plate.
Right. I don't really.
I don't knock nobody for posting their plate.
Nah,
if it looks good though, like you feel me.
I just don't knock. I wouldn't post it because I just feel like I'm posting the same shit everybody else eating.
Exactly. Like you gonna see some collard greens on that plate. Yeah. You gonna see some mac and cheese on that plate.
Nobody know what it tastes like. They just judging it off the look. They could look good but taste nasty. You feel me?
For real though.
People posting these perfect looking plates. They taste like trash.
That's one thing you can't trust everybody cooking, bro.
Hell no, nigga, what? But yeah, man, I just want to definitely give a shout out to anybody that lost somebody during these times. I know the holidays, definitely get weird for just people that have lost somebody during the COVID. So just as we're able to, celebrate with our peoples and be around our folks, just keep in mind that everybody doesn't really have that chance this year, specifically. So yeah, I think that's really big. That's really important. On a side note, what are you most thankful for? It was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving passed already. What are you most thankful for?
Most thankful would probably be just to
And
look
why?
at my daughter's eyes, man.
Okay.
Cause she just been growing and learning, and it's kind of hard because now she about to be 2 years old. So I'm setting a lot of expectations for her. Like I want her to start knowing her colors, count her numbers, know her ABCs.
Yeah.
So it's tough as a parent. But she was just around other kids, and I was just so happy to see her, how she interacted, and I'm just so fucking proud, bro.
Yeah, I feel you.
But that's what I was most thankful for, man. Just thinking about her future and just happy to be a dad, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, bro. You really, I'm saying, just doing that dad shit, I really commend you, respect it. Shout out to all the dads out there handling they BI. So
Definitely, man. Takes a real man. Take care of his kids.
No doubt. And being a parent never expires. That's
Never.
something that's important that people that when we grow up and our parents might forget. The job is never done. You always gonna be a parent once you're a parent. So that's just another lesson.
But same question for you though, man. What were you most thankful about? This COVID Chronicle Thanksgiving.
Man, I think I'm thankful for all the lessons that came with this year.
It's been a tough year.
Yeah,
man.
it's been a tough year. It's like news after news. You know what I'm saying? Drama after drama, problem after problem, and yeah, I learned a lot of lessons this year. Learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about people. I think just being in this situation, I learned how to adapt more. I had my low points, of course, being a human, but I think the number one thing I learned was just being able to adapt and maneuver whatever the circumstances is. I think that's the most important part about being a human. You could read as many books, you could like work out every day, but being able to like be ready for that change to happen and adapting to it, that's the most important part. So yeah, that's really what I'm thankful for.
Yeah, man, that's deep. It's deep, but it's the reality, and like you said, man, we're living through that change. So I know even for me, I've been having my low points. We have your high points throughout all this, and you're right. Learned a lot of lessons this year. Learned a lot about myself, and it was a lot of, I would say, self-thought, self-reflection, and a lot of focuses on how I want to perceive myself for future. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I definitely
Like
feel
a lot of thinking about how I want to go past this, because as we all know, life will never be the same again.
Yeah.
So we gotta aspire to do things differently now. Kids are learning differently.
Yeah,
we kind of ain't had to go through that stage, so we at our adult stage. So we done learned up what we need to learn up now.
For real.
Yeah, but of course the brain can also always grow. But it's cool to know now, going through these stages, how much you learned about yourself, bro. That's the biggest thing.
And yeah, like you said, man, it's the times that we gonna have, after COVID. This is just gonna be a time that we really never forget, man. And I think that even with people that started the businesses that they started, I think this is a time and a moment where you do exactly what you want to do with your life. Is nothing holding you back. Life is really short. From the couple months that we saw what happened during the first little episode of this virus, and the people that transitioned into the next life, like that just shows you how short life is. And just not to take things for granted, not to take the people around you for granted. Yeah, that's really all I could say on that. What you want to get into first? We got our main topic, but we don't gotta get into the main topic yet. Oh, what about the NBA? We ain't talk NBA in a minute. There's a lot of trades.
NBA slowly approaching, man. It's gonna be one exciting year, the shortest off season ever.
Yeah. I think they're really in for something different this year. I'm not really sure how the players are gonna adapt to the quick turnaround of the next season. But I'm interested on seeing how these teams work with all these new trades. Like Atlanta went crazy. The Sixers did a little thing or two.
Sixers are looking real good.
Yeah, they made
Philly, man.
Yeah, they made
to be
a couple.
close. They need to do something with their leaders, though. Ben Simmons and Embiid, they have to, want to be winners and want to win that championship for Philly.
For real.
And that's where the Lakers is always going to reign supreme, because we got that king over there, and he know how to win that ring, man.
Is y'all going back?
Yeah,
y'all
talk
back?
about changes made in the offseason. We might have won the offseason. Well, the key additions, we got, Dennis Schroeder. He was second sixth man of the year.
Oh, man.
Montrezl Harrell,
Yeah,
sixth man of the year.
But y'all did get rid of a lot, though.
We did.
Y'all get rid of Cook. I think y'all got rid of, or he might be a free agent.
I'm mad you even mentioned Cook.
y'all got rid of just on the bench wise, and Rondo too, which was
Rondo.
key.
Yeah, Rondo was
key
a big loss for us. Dwight Howard was another big loss.
Yeah, I want to see how Dwight's gonna be in Philly. I think they really got him there because he probably know how Embiid get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So I think he'll have a big role in Philly, a lot of freedom in Philly, and I like this game when y'all had him. Like I think that was just like a nice little alley.
I wanted to re-sign Dwight.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an easy pickup for Philly.
Yeah, he was looking good. I'm like, all right, it's a nice little alley-oop.
And the thing about Dwight, he could even play on the court with Embiid too, because Embiid can spread the floor, hit the jump shot, get out the paint a little bit.
Yeah.
And Dwight can kind of operate down there. So it was a good ass pickup for Philly. And if Ben Simmons can really work that point guard role, they could do some things.
I mean, when is he gonna learn how to shoot though? That's my thing. When is he gonna learn how to shoot? To shoot, like just shoot the ball. Like when is he gonna do that? That's my biggest question.
And I don't got no problem with not being the best shooter, but you do have to take the shots at least. He don't even take the shots. That's what fucks him up.
I can't even say when is he gonna learn how to shoot because he knows how
he
to
don't
shoot. He just don't shoot.
He got to just take them shits. Like fuck it, let it fly. And B to take them shits any day you tell him to.
Nah, he will take them before the point guard take them. For real. I think his thing was like, and I'm gonna always say this, like. When he came into the I'm not even gonna say the league, probably college, maybe even high school, probably when they was comparing him to Bron.
Yeah,
I think that fucked him up, bro. I think that really messed him up and made him think he was better than what he could be, in a way. So
it comes with it though for every cause Zion had it, RJ had it. He ain't really do nothing with it. But you're right, Ben Simmons was talked about compared to as LeBron, so it was a different comparison.
Yeah.
When we talk about the drama in the NBA right now, how about LaMelo Ball being the second pick, and the two Ball brothers now being you feel me? That shit was ill. Yeah. Seeing him go number 2 like that, because LeVar really did that.
Yo, all right.
Everybody thought he was a fool, bro.
Yo, speaking of them, I don't know if you seen, they did an interview. I forgot who it was with, but. He was keeping it so 100. He was on like a podcast maybe, but I'm sorry I don't know the name of who he was talking to, but he was like he told his sons like in front like they would never find no woman like his mom, like their mother. Yeah. And he was like real direct and like not really apologetic about what he was saying. And I understood like after I like thought about it. But he basically was telling them like because the status that they're at, that the women that they get, they're not gonna know if they really love them or not, and they may never know if these women really want to be with them or they're after them for their money. And I'm just like, damn, like to be able to. Cause LeVar, he get a lot of shit.
But he a realist though. Like, I can see him saying something like that.
That's what I respect.
I gotta catch myself too. I didn't misquote earlier. I said, you feel me? LaMelo was second pick.
Oh,
he was third pick.
He was third pick. I know what you meant though.
All right, cool.
But yeah, like I thought when I read that article and I actually saw him say it, it was just like commendable because a lot of people don't really give their kids the real like that, like, and for him to say that shit, and they gotta live with that, knowing that they might not never find that right woman. And it's not, I don't think from his perspective, it wasn't to let them know that they're never gonna find a woman, but I think it's just for them to think smarter and to just think first, like, all right, when a woman meets me, this is what she sees. She don't really see the type of man I could be or the type of man I am. Like,
see them dollar signs.
Yeah, they see that. They see that money. So that was heavy.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe did have a girl though, like before the fame in high school. The same girl that he was with in high school is the same girl he with right now.
He had a baby.
He had a baby by her. Yeah.
And I don't think they together no more though.
They back together now though. Yeah, they live together and shit. A little updated on the situation a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, they doing but you're right though. That's different, man. They'll never be able to see if a woman really likes them for themselves or if it's just a dollar sign over your head.
For real. And I think I said it last episode. That's why you can't always think, even in that position, having money, you can't always think to splurge and do all this other stuff. You want to be with a woman that is on the same level as you. You know what I'm saying? Like doing the same things you're doing. If if you give her some bread, she'll be able to double it. Things like that. A go-getter. You know, you don't want somebody that's constantly going to take from you, because that's what the relationship is going to be pretty much. So,
remember when power couples was like a thing? This happened like, I don't know if it's still a thing now, but like this was a big deal recently. Like, bro, everybody wanted to be a fucking power couple.
All the relationship goals, it happens from a dude buying a girl something. Like, that's the goals now.
Those are goals now.
Yeah, like what was the last power couple? Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's still what niggas is talking about.
Like,
though. Like
Jay-Z
when you
think
and Beyonce.
a power couple, we not talking about like relationship goals. We talking about power couple. Like, you can't have a power couple with somebody that's powerless, or, you know what I'm saying, doesn't hold any power. You know, that these relationships, I don't know how, you know, the youth look at the relationships, but I think it's more from like what you could gain from this person.
Yeah, it's different
monetarily.
Now.
Like,
it's like these Instagram models getting famous for dating rap niggas and shit. Like, that's where it's
man.
going. You feel me?
Yeah, for
Who's
real.
spending the most money on they shorty?
For real, man. Yeah, I can't wait for the season to start. I started playing 2K. I got 2K this weekend. I started playing 2K. I ain't played 2K in years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you had to get that 21 now.
Yeah, I got the 21.
It's only right.
Just started playing that again, get my feet wet again.
We not even like gamers for real, but a lot of people on that PS5 now, man. Like, it's hard to cop one. I'm still trying to grab one, but they sold out everywhere, bro. And I'm not really even a PlayStation person, but them shits just look good. Make me want to grab one.
Yeah, I wanted to. When I saw the Xbox, because Gene got the Xbox.
He got the new Xbox.
Yeah, he got the
that
new.
shit is like a big ass box if you ain't see it before.
Yeah, and the graphics. When I saw the graphics of 2K, the next gen graphics, I was like, bro, I gotta have this joint. But I knew I don't play games like that, so it's like I only want it just because of the graphics, just because of the promotion of it. It's not really because I'm gonna really use this shit. I don't know what has gotten into me like over these, you know what I'm saying, last few years. The game shit just don't be, and I could be sitting in the crib all day and I won't touch the game. Like,
it's just more other shit to do besides play the game. I think that's my biggest thing too. Like, I play the game, right? Like the other next nigga, you feel me? But it just be too much shit to do. Like, I'll see the game and be like, I could do that, or I could, you feel me, make other moves or do something else. Like,
and I saw the tweet though. Somebody was like, of course, as a gamer, obviously, they was saying like, how y'all coming at gamers for playing the game all day and y'all be binge watching Netflix?
Real shit though.
And I'm like, but real shit how though? Because you don't need no focus, or like when you playing the game, bro, you need focus. Like, you gotta be attentive. Like, you could really lose something if you're not paying attention to the moves you're making in the game. Like, you binge watching Netflix, you could just chill. Like,
it do take the same type of attention span to do it, I would say. If you think about it, because if you watching a good show on Netflix, if you really walking around doing shit, you missing scenes and you're not really catching the little
but
important parts.
How many times your girl put you on a Netflix show and you fell asleep?
Yeah.
You ain't care.
I ain't care.
You ain't care. I'm saying, you playing a video game, you fall asleep. You actually might not fall asleep. I don't know too many people that fall asleep playing the game.
I used to see my brother fall asleep all the time with the remote in his hand, bro. They need the fucking...
the gamers be up all day. The Red Bulls and shit.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
But, so in breaking news, before we get into our main topic, the other young female that was in the vehicle during the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation.
Oh shit!
She recently dropped a song. I don't know if it's a diss song. It might be just a real song. You know how the rappers always saying that. I think this song. When did this drop? I think this dropped like right before Thanksgiving, I believe. I thought the situation was done with. Then we always getting new information, new stories. So this originally stemmed from Meg Thee Stallion's intro track on her album Shots Fired, and on that song, she kind of like threw a bar out there, basically saying like anybody that still messes with Tory is getting a check, basically paying them off, and that's really what stemmed this diss record. And actually, before she released the diss record, she came out with news saying that Meg was messing with her mans, and you know how they were supposed to be best friends and all these other things. We don't know if this was her boyfriend or like we don't know how serious it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, everybody's different with that. Like I don't know how every person moves with that, but I just think just universal. Like if your friend talks to somebody or is messing with somebody, that person should just be off limits. You know, I don't know how, you know, friends could even have this type of friction. And women too, because I think in women's situation it's kind of different, because a lot of times guys are giving them the attention. So if it goes to the point where like your friend is talking to your dude, it's like she's accepting that attention, whereas niggas could just be saying something to a chick. Like I think is different with females. So I kind of get why, even if it's not true, even if like in general we talking about girls talking to girls that their friends dudes or whatever, I could see why that could be like a more serious issue. But for guys, I think it's the same shit with us. Even if I break up with a girl, I would find it weird if like one of my boys always talking to like a girl that I used to talk to. Like,
damn. I mean, I seen it before, man. It happens. I don't knock nobody for nothing. You feel me? Like,
so what'd you see?
People move how they move.
Talk about what you see. You ain't got to name no names or nothing.
Nah,
but
I've seen, you know, in the past where homeboys may have been talking to a certain somebody, you feel me, and stopped talking, and it was over. I think it's just a talking agreement, because like you said, sometimes you feel like it's off limits, but it is some niggas out there that's looking for that come up, you feel me? Like, all right, well, my boy told me she a good woman. Let me see what up with her type shit, you feel me? Yeah. Where the other nigga, he like, all right, I'm completely done with shorty. Like, go ahead, do your thing, bruh. You feel me? Shit like that does exist. But like you said, it's however you want to take it to a certain extent. But there is people out there that's looking for somebody, you feel me, that's down right now, that you know they're already a good person, that your boy didn't already fuck with. It's people like that, bro. I'm sorry to say it, but
what you think about the situation that you was talking about though? What was your like your analysis on it? Like,
you know me, man. I looked at it from both angles, and I always look at shit from both angles, right. From the bull trying to talk to the shorty and the shorty taking in the bull.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is if bull. The bull who already had her.
The young man, in case people don't understand what Chris is saying. The young man.
The young man. It's like that. I talk. The person who had it at first, you feel me? If he was okay with letting his mans talk to her, then that was fine by me. No judgment whatsoever.
Wait, say it again. Say that one more time.
So if you was cool with your mans talking to your girl after you was done talking to her, that's your ex, and you moved on to bigger and better, then honestly, for me, from outside looking in, I don't see no judgment wrong with it.
Okay.
Would I personally do that shit? No. You feel me? Like I said, if you already done had it, it's hands off. You feel me? Yeah. Unless it was a nigga that I ain't really fuck with like that, then that's different. You feel me?
Right.
Because now shorty, you feel me? Fair game for me, for him.
Especially
like,
if we all homies and I know that you ain't really mess with shorty like that, I'm not going to be like, yo, bro, do you care? Like, you ain't really fuck with her
exactly.
Like that.
But if it was like a big relationship, honestly, bro, if they come to an agreement where niggas is okay with you dating his ex, then I don't really care. You feel me? Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that shit. Because it happens. You see people all the time, even marriages, where they'll break up and start fucking with a nigga best friend.
Yeah.
That shit exists. But you know what I think, though, bro? And I wanted to say earlier, like, even from, like, girls' point of view, sometimes, like, I feel like females, they force their boyfriend onto their friends. Like, hey, he's my boyfriend. He's cool. Don't you think he's cool too? Like want to bring him around her friends, where she's introducing him as this great guy or whatever. Make her friends want him. You feel me? Like some girl I think like that shit. Like you feel me?
Even down to talking about they sex life.
Yeah, real shit.
Like I think that's a tricky thing, and I don't know. I think I definitely agree with what you're saying. I 100% agree. But back to even with women, I think that's a tricky thing. You just gotta know what you can talk about and what you can't talk about with your friends. Not that they'll, take your man, but just off, not being judged, because everybody go through they own shit. I also have a theory too, because Thanksgiving I saw, how the girls that cook Thanksgiving, they want to show you their skills and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory that I think that those girls are trying to like, what's the word? Auction themselves. I think they trying to auction themselves and be like, yo,
and I clean.
I'm saying I could cook. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like that's a theory, just to keep the vibes going, keep the energy going.
I do see one joint tweeted like, "Don't think I ain't cooked. I just gotta take a picture of that shit."
Nah, I definitely think that's a theory, a strong theory that can be proven. You know what I'm saying, in the court of law. But yeah, that's a tricky situation with Meg and her friend. It's alleged, so we don't know if it's true or not. The girl in the song, what's her name? Kelsey.
Kelsey Nicole, she look alright, yo. You saying? Looked at her up.
I
she
mean,
kind of built like Meg. And
yeah,
shit.
I thought they were sisters at first.
Yeah, for real, right?
But she said, what did she say? She said that a sex tape was gonna come out. In the record, she said a sex tape was gonna come out if she spoke. I guess I'm not sure by whom specifically. She didn't really say too much about that.
A sex tape involving whom?
Yeah, she should have said that. I guess people were using that as a threat for her to keep quiet. She also said that Meg can't control her emotions. Same shit we've been hearing, man. It's a lot of people.
Wasn't it her that was the same person like giving us all that shit? Like, yeah, Meg can't control her emotions.
I'm not sure if she was the first one, because I know like Meg had like falling outs with like a couple people in her circle.
I kept hearing that it was a close source,
and they were saying the same things about her. Like when she drinks, she's like kind of wild. She doesn't like know how to handle her words and her emotions when she's drunk. And it was a double standard too. Like when this Meg album came out, because you remember originally when Tory came out with his album, people was like coming crazy at him for even making music, talking about the situation. They thought he was trying to profit off it.
Exactly.
So now here we go, fast forward, Meg has this song starting off the album, and I didn't really hear too many people really coming at her, like, and I guess because she's like the alleged victim in the situation.
Exactly, yeah.
But just to even put out records about it, knowing that, everybody felt the way about this guy, I just think, and even her friend putting out the record, I just think, let the courts handle the shit. Like at this point, it's back and forth. I mean, granted, Tory said what he said, and her friend is kind of saying similar things, basically that she's not really being all the way honest about it. So I mean, I don't know at this point. You got people saying motherfuckers getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
I'm all for people be like, express yourself in however way you express yourself. So they're artists, musicians, whatever you want cases is, and they're making their music. So whatever that album was about to be back before, they have to switch it up and kind of talk about currently what they're going through. So I get it. The diss track from Kelsey kind of threw me off because I didn't even know Kelsey was a rapper and shit.
Yeah, I don't think nobody did. Like,
so I guess when Meg dropped that shit, Shorty was like, "Nah, fuck that. I gotta write some hottest shit.
Right.
I'm gonna really let niggas know what's up."
Right. And I think it's important before we even, I'm not trying to say this to segue into our main topic, but I think having that self-control is really important as a person, because them being best friends and them like saying all these things on records, releasing them, putting them on streaming sites, like, I think it's important to know that nobody could be an enemy unless you make them that. Like, true. You don't have to give people that energy. You could let people grow and distance yourself from those people for the time being. If they come back to like apologize to you or whatever, be open to that, but you don't have to fight fire with fire. That's how I see it, because they were friends. You know what I'm saying? When this girl, I think she like came out of jail or something, and they was posting pictures. I remember that. Like, they was like the best of friends, and like literally like months after, over this Tory situation. Now they not friends. You know, how many girls do you see talking about other girls losing their friends over niggas, and dudes losing they homies over girls? Like, this shit happens every day.
But I think it was more so just on the legal aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because remember, Shorty wasn't trying to talk to the police at first or even vouch for anybody, right? From what I seen.
The friend,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody was.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody was really trying to really talk.
So I think that was more of a falling out, because, you know, Meg probably wanted some type of support from her alleged friend, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what probably caused more, not even just Meg and Tory, but I think more of a legal aspect. Like, all right.
Well, Kelsey's problem, she did say, not to cut you off, Kelsey did say that she was like more upset that she wasn't holding her down.
Oh, okay.
Like, Meg wasn't holding her down during the situation. So
yeah.
I could completely understand that.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what it is too, man.
But yeah, I wish everybody the best with the situation, man. It's just touchy. Yeah, I'm tired of talking about this. I just ready for the verdict, man.
But that was a good segue too, though. Even though you weren't trying to
yeah, I really wasn't trying to.
but self-control, my brother.
Yeah, the main topic here that we gonna get into is you know, self-control, self-control in, you know, in life, relationships, friendships, career, goals. How important, you know, do we believe self-control is?
Self-control is probably, you know, how people plan their lifestyle or go about their everyday living. Is what are you going to let yourself do, or what limit are you going to push, or how far you want to push those limits. Yeah. So when I hear the word self-control, that means a lot about limitations and planning and things like that. Yeah. And it's beneficial in everything, in relationships, friendships, your career, because it allows you to type of, like I was saying earlier, choose the type of person you want to be.
Yeah.
How far are you going to let yourself become, or what type of person do you see yourself as?
Yeah.
We talked a lot, you know, last podcast about social media, you know, having self-control from that, or whatever your vices may be, alcohol, pussy, liquor, you feel me, whatever those vices are, and having that control to limit yourself to do other things or to learn other things and grow off other things. So I think that's the biggest part about self-control, how I see it.
Yeah. When I see self-control, I, you know, immediately see the first word, which is self. So off top, I just think in order to have self-control, you know, you first got to know yourself, got to understand yourself. We spend a lot of time, you know, whether it's working an 8-hour shift to then coming home, watching TV, watching the news, eating, taking showers, on social media. That's a lot of time that consumes our day, and we spend very few hours with ourselves. You know, a lot of people don't feel comfortable being by themselves because they don't know themselves. So it's like being in a room with nobody. So that, you know, that's what I see when I see self-control is just relaxing and seeing the bigger picture of things.
That's a good way to think about that shit, bro.
Yeah, man, for real, because it's a lot of things, and that's why, like, I really wanted to get into, like, the inter topics of, like, self-control in itself, because I think we lack it as a society, just wanting to keep up with the Joneses, and, you know, we trying to keep up with society, like society is a person, and it's a lot that we can use to kind of shelter that feeling of not knowing ourselves. So from I guess what you want to start with, friendships. We can start with friendships first.
Yeah.
Self-control and friendships. Us as men, I feel like we have to communicate a lot differently than you would communicate with a woman, because you might not always want to show your feelings or show how you really feel towards, like, somebody, towards like your friends or whatever. But that's the most important thing you could do. If you around one of your boys and, like, something they do makes you uncomfortable, or like you don't like something, you know, speak up on it. Or if something that they're doing that might help them, that should be spoken up on. If you could help me and improve anything that I'm doing, and I would encourage you to tell me. I wouldn't encourage you to be afraid to speak. And I think that's important too, in being able to control our emotions and being able to take in whatever we're receiving from our friends, whether it's their problems with us or their problems with their own life. You know, just having that, you know, security within yourself, to know yourself, you know what I'm saying, and to be able to know that this is your friend, this is somebody that cares about you and respects you, and not to take it to like the next extent. You know, I never was the type to a person to like want to put my hands on my friends and fight my friends, like, because I feel like my friends would never put me in a position to do that. Like I respect my friends way too much to even think to want to do that. So that's self-control that I practice just alone. Like, it's a lot of people that think differently than me. That's maybe because they lack self-control. I don't know. But that's how I feel as far as with self-control with friends.
Yeah, and you dropped a lot of dimes. Dropped a lot of gems too. I think that the main thing that you referred a lot back to was knowing oneself, and that's the main topic of self-control, and the main aspect of it is, who do you want to be? Who are you? What are you going to do in a certain situation? When God gives you lemons, are you going to make lemonade, or are you going to drink whiskey?
Right.
Like, you got to kind of think and maneuver in a certain way of how you see yourself doing. Like, it'd be certain times where throughout my life, I'm like, what the fuck? What would Chris do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would I do?
Yeah.
Like, you really got to sit back and kind of ask yourself. And like, you bring up a good topic of, putting hands on your friends, or if you and one of your homies got into an argument, how far would you take it, or how far would that person take it? And I think that's a lot about knowing yourself, but also knowing, who you're dealing with, whether that be an aggressive person or a shy person. Because of course anybody could just pounce on the shy person, but are you going to bring that same energy to your aggressive friend, where you know what his reaction might be different from the calm friend? You know what I mean? So that's self-controlling yourself too, because it's like, do you want to take it that far, or do you want to get that high with that person? So it's just being a man. You know what I mean? Like, what type of man you want to be? You want to be somebody who's going to stand up for themselves, or somebody who's going to just kind of let things pass? And you have to know, what are you going to let pass? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to take on the chin, or what are you going to stand up for? And that takes a lot of understanding yourself and understanding what you stand for a lot. In friendships, you want to make your friends happy, or you want to make your friends comfortable around you. So like how you were saying, tell your friends what they're lacking that can be able to help them. Some people don't want to hear that shit, real shit. Like, some people, if you tell them like what they're lacking, they might take that as, shots being thrown at them, or you judging them in some certain type of way. So I think it's about the approach as well too. And
that's
it's about knowing the person. You have to know the person and know the approach that you're going to take when it comes like that.
But so, I personally can't be around people that can't take criticism. Like I just said openly, like, if I can do something that could better myself, I have no problem with anybody speaking on it. Like, now whether I fix it or not, that's up to me, but I'm open to hearing any criticism. And I don't want people to be in a comfort zone. I don't like anybody, friends, family, women. I don't like people to like be in their comfort zone. I like to get people out of their comfort zones so they learn things about themselves. I think that's probably the most important part of even, if not one of the most important parts of being a human, is getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of that box that you think is comfortable for you, when there's, limitless opportunities to grow. So that's, like you said, like, it's knowing who you're dealing with. Some people don't want to hear it. Is that I don't want to, commend that, because as a friend, I think you should be 100% transparent with your friends. And if you're not, then that's not, I don't think that's a friend. I think that's somebody that just wants to satisfy your needs and wants to like kind of be a yes man. You know, that's what I would categorize that. I wouldn't want nobody around me to just agree with everything that I say, cause I would never learn from anybody. If everybody agrees with me, I would never learn from anything or anybody around me. Like I learn from people every day, younger than me, older than me, man, women. It's no, limits to that. It's no limits to growth. That's that main point. And like you said, being able to take it, having the right approach, I feel like that's definitely important.
Yeah. And one thing about friendships too, and especially how we get older, is because some friendships don't need to last. Like you said, like those yes men that's going to be around you, or those people that may steer you in the wrong direction and try to, bring you down as well. Those people have to get left after a certain point of time. And that takes a lot of self-control too, is knowing when to step away, or knowing when you have to, pause from that friendship and move on to different endeavors. Like that's a lot of self-control too. And you learn that being an adult throughout your years, like, all right, who really down for me, you feel me? Like who's motivating me to do better, or who's still on their same shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really doing anything for me financially or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that takes a lot of self-control, too, is knowing when to step away. Because, when you grow up, your parents will tell you, like, nah, that friendship ain't good for you. And you'll be like, damn, like, why my mom's coming like that? Or my auntie coming like that? You know what I'm saying? But
Since
now you get older, you see the bigger picture, like, nah, this person ain't right for me, you feel me? I got to step away. And you reflect back on them times and be like, yeah, now I see what mama was talking about. And that's the same. I'm going to be with my kids like, nah, stay away from sis. She ain't a good look for you, daughter.
Nah, that's crazy you brought that up, because my mom was telling me that back in high school. Like, don't feel bad. Your friends, sometimes they y'all going to be on different paths, and y'all going to just go on y'all separate ways. That's just it's going to happen. And I think she was telling me that just from her experience with life. So I think it was never something that I took for granted, and I think that's why I'm able to like kind of maneuver how I do with my friends. I kind of know, like you said, knowing people, like knowing who you messing with. I'm able to know if I can tolerate being around somebody, or like, telling somebody like, yo, how you feel about this, or like what you think about this, or like, yo, bro, my bad, but this, like, just expressing myself on that type of level where like, can this person understand that or not? I'm able to be around people enough where I can see like, all right, yeah, I can't really mess with him like that, because I feel like if I say the wrong thing to him, he might take it the wrong way.
Yeah, he might take it the wrong way.
I ain't got time for that. But I think it's important to also understand that it's not always a beef.
Yeah.
If you kind of like distance yourself from people, like this, people just not on the same wave, like people not on the same, timeline that you're on. You might be trying to upgrade your life financially, where like your friend might be trying to upgrade their life flashing, like, posting pictures on
socially.
the gram, you know what I'm saying? And everybody battling with their own problems. That's a problem that a lot of people deal with, trying to like post pictures and keep up with that. So yeah, that I just what's the next what is it? Relationships.
Yeah, relationships. Ooh.
Wait, hold on. Which one? It was the. Oh, okay. Let's do relationships.
Yeah, but I say, 'cause I think we went out of order.
So let's do relationships. So.
No, I think let's save relationships for last.
Let's save it for last.
Yeah, let's talk about self-control at the career.
All right.
And as young black men, we aspire to be nothing shy of greatness. Nothing shy of incredible.
Right.
And when you choose your career path, whatever the case may be, you're gonna thrive to be one of the best, or to make as much money as you can with the opportunities that's given, right? Whether that be working to move up in the food chain, creating your own business, or creating whatever type of ventures.
Right.
And I think self-control comes with the relationships that you build, and how you treat those relationships, employee and employee relationships, and management relationships. How do you view your management staff? Things like that. What are you allowing yourself to do? How far can you go as far as being late to work, or how far conversation you could tell your boss fuck you and he'll still let you come back tomorrow type shit.
Right.
Or what type of shit your boss let you get away with, you feel me? All that things matter, and I think that the biggest thing with self-control is your career is controlling yourself to achieve what you want to achieve, though. Yeah. Like, what are you trying to gain from this job, whether it be financial status or just accreditation and awards type shit?
Yeah. I think it's important to even understand working 9 to 5s and wanting to be an entrepreneur. If you're not really that eager to hustle at your 9 to 5, when you try to transition into, having your own business, it's not gonna be the same. It's not like you're gonna slack on your 9 to 5, and then when you have your own business, you'll be able to just put everything into it. You
it's
gotta,
work ethic. Yeah,
it's work ethic. I'm never late. I'm early to work every day, bro. Like, I'm early to work every day. I'm trying to like do my work, get out of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my drive, just to get up and grind. So when it comes to just what I'm doing now, even with podcasting, like, I put effort into, not only just talking and having conversations like this on the mic, but doing the work off the mic, trying to learn more about, the business aspect, trying to learn more about, even how to further, the industry of podcasting. It's a lot that goes into just wanting to do something and then having passion behind it. Like, it's a big difference. And whatever, somebody is passionate about, or what somebody, might deem as, a career, that's definitely something that you should take 100% serious. It's like, it's kids out here that, know how to do things that I don't know how to do. So that's kind of like the motivation that I give myself. Like, it's always somebody working, like, you always heard that in basketball. Like, it's always somebody doing or working out if you ain't working out. Like, so that's kind of my mentality. Like, if I'm not doing something, like, I'm slacking. Like, I gotta be doing something in my like daily life to just improve. Like, that's my goal, to learn something or like figure something new out, and people will be saying, I say that a lot on the podcast, and people might be thinking like, yo, this nigga be gassing.
Like, you don't be learning every day.
But like, every day, bro, like, I literally, like, I was reading the book this morning, like, just learning shit about just the mind. Like, so that's where I'm at with just like career. You have that drive, have that passion, and know exactly what you want out of, that life. Have that plan set out. And even if you don't have it all the way, don't be afraid to make mistakes in it. I'm this type of person now. Like, even with the podcast, I didn't want to even like start doing this again without having like both the audio and the camera aspect of it. But like, I realized how important the audio was. Like, that's where you kind of like get that concrete fan base. So that was really key to me to, focus on one thing at a time, and even like just behind the scenes editing, all that stuff. Like, I just want to focus and learn and master one aspect before I just try to throw in myself. And that was a risk that I took, that we took, just even rebranding it. Like, just like, yo, let's just do the audio thing and let's just wish for the best. And we still managing it, continuing to put out episodes consistently, and that's a bonus for me. Like, I'm always like trying to be thankful and positive about the situation, because it's a lot of podcasts out there, but like I said from the beginning, like, we just gonna continue to bring that energy and be consistent. Have a real passion behind it, and not just do it just to do it. Because you can always tell when I guess I wouldn't say that people aren't passionate about something, but like, you could tell when people just say they want to do something, and then the people that really do it, that stands out. So just being smart with the moves you even make, picking the careers that you want to do, and doing something that you actually love to do, so it never feels like work. I think Dame Dash said that, like, picking careers and like doing things that you really love to do, because when you do it, it'll never feel like work to you. It'll always feel like fun.
That's the biggest thing you said, though, man. It's that passion and being passionate about what you do. Somebody once asked me, you think going to the gym, made you mentally stronger in life? Mm-hmm. It was a good question because I think it does, and not even just going to the gym, but playing sports in general and having that sense of competition and that sense of passion of wanting to be the best or wanting to achieve certain goals, such as a championship or playoffs or whatever the case may be. That grind, that push, that work ethic, that work nobody else sees. Like even what you said with the podcast, you do a lot of behind the scenes work, mm-hmm. but all everybody hears is just the audio when episode is released. It's a lot more that goes into it. So just having that passion to wanting to do these things is what's really going to be that big push,
right?
In whatever career path somebody chooses. Right. Us as young men, I think I'm still finding myself and finding what's going to be that $1 million ticket.
Right.
So we're going to continue to experiment this, experiment that, move how we going to move just until we find the right ingredients. But I think, like you said, passion is where it starts at. What do you want to put your all into, or what do you want to put that effort where nobody sees it? Them shots you was putting up in the gym,
right?
Where you going to put that at? And that's where it starts, bro.
Right. And I think a lot of people may be starting podcasts to be trendy, but even when those podcasts are gone, and I guess you would say that the Soulja Boy podcast, like the one hit wonders or whatever, we still gonna be here.
Yeah, no apology, still gonna have its relevance.
We still gonna be here. We still gonna be relevant, and that's to speak behind the passion. Like it goes back to passion.
Now those big things.
Yeah, that was a I guess a curveball into like the real home run of self-control. Oh man,
ooh, the biggest control you need, man.
Yeah, self-control in relationships, man. Oh man, where do we start, bro?
I don't know. It's a tough subject, and of course we gonna speak from a male perspective. So you females,
yeah,
just listen with an open mind.
I mean, I wouldn't even say a male perspective. I could say just from a perspective of being in relationships.
Being in relationship, correct? Yeah, you're right.
I think self-control first starts off in relationships, being able to have that mentality of I'm gonna do me and you gonna do you, not in the sense of like I don't love you, I don't care about you, but like I'm gonna do what I do to like grow as a person, and you're gonna do the same, and I'm not gonna come in between that growth. Now people that are like kind of controlling, they might have a problem with that time frame that you might grow or change. So I think the more that we focus on changing ourselves, the less that we have that energy on trying to change everybody else around us, everybody that we're with. If that makes sense. I think that's a lot of relationships go through that phase. And
that's real shit, bro. I think one thing that you said is just knowing the person that you're dealing with.
Yeah. Because
at the end of the day, we're individuals, and the reason you even pick your significant other is the type of person that they are, because they have that uniqueness to them that makes them separate from everybody else. Mm-hmm. That's what drawing you to that person. So once you know the person you're dealing with, then you can kind of, hopefully, figure them out to a certain sense where y'all communication is good. You feel me?
I think, man, self-control with the communication, man. I think that's, I think we might have touched on it the last episode a little bit, but just, oh man, I think I don't know who has to like learn how to control their anger more, or control their emotions more, because I think like it's more acceptable for like women to just be emotional, but I think
we just take it.
Yeah, I think when we're emotional, I think it's just looked at as like, yo, chill out. Like,
this
you
nigga
wildin'.
bitching,
Like,
yeah.
he bitching.
He
Like,
bitching.
like we don't have feelings
Like,
as well.
we can't say nothing.
So I think, for sure, I guess us as men, I think that's just being able to control ourselves with that communication and just knowing I can't even talk like I'm an expert at this shit, because this shit is just, I think we all learning that shit being young. Like, that communication shit is ill, yo. Like, I don't know what I couldn't really say like what it is on a generational aspect. I'm not sure if it's because of how a lot of us grew up. I think that could probably be a thing, but I just think we're in a sensitive point in time where, like, a lot of people don't really want to hear certain shit from anybody, like,
who the fuck is you?
Yeah, like, so it's that's tough, man. That's tough. The approach has to be on the money when it comes to, just that control level and having that coof to be able to know what you're gonna say and properly communicate it.
I think it's different now, nowadays. Even to start a relationship, it's kind of more riskier than back in the day.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah.
Just with the social media and different ways of communicating. Like, you might text your girl, then you might see her on Instagram and like a picture and comment under it. So it's just multiple ways to communicate with your partner nowadays.
and dudes is just chasing girls that's chasing likes and retweets. So it's not even, it's a lot of people that's attention seeking, while in relationships. So that's kind of, another level of self-control, being able to be content with the attention that you receive from your significant other.
That's a big one.
That's tough with social media, because at any point, like, I remember being a young boy, like, if a girl that I liked or something didn't answer the phone or didn't text me back, I could easily talk to somebody on social media, like, just to cure that little feeling or whatever. So that's
just to feel wanted for a few minutes.
So that's kind of like something that we have to be able to deal with. Just not have, and it's hard with social media, having that wide variety of people that you could just interact with. That's self-control with that. And I get, not to really go from topic to topic with the relationships part, but I think that self-control with the sex, bro, I think that's probably like,
that's something I'm still learning. You feel me? Because I grew up with the mentality is, you feel me? And I did have some spoiled relationships in the past where pussy should be given to you every day when you want it. But once you want a real relationship, a real life relationship, it may not always, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of self-control. It does. And I think that's one thing that kind of attracted me to the woman I have today is her self-control and making me wait. And I think you said this at a podcast before, where you could never date a girl if she gave you the pussy the first night. I could, but it's something about that.
I wouldn't
chase,
say I
though.
couldn't, but like it would depend on the vibe after. Like, I wouldn't say I never would, but
does it depend on the vibe afterwards, or does it depend on the sex? Because what if it was just some bomb-ass sex, though? Like,
it depends on how we moving after that first night. Like,
Okay.
if we continue to just have sex every other day like that, then I'm going to just take it as that.
Okay.
Like, we ain't trying to move to no other steps.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think, oh, man. Now, Twitter has a dark side, right? Twitter has this side, you had the people that's talking the intellectual shit, the people that's promoting their businesses, people that's, doing whatever. But then you have that erotic, side of Twitter that is just sex.
When it comes out, you're not even like amazed to it.
That's why, but like,
talking shit, girl.
But even if you trying to like control yourself, and cool, like you could be trying to control yourself, but as soon as you go on social media, like on Twitter specifically, like you're gonna at least see one or two people having sex on Twitter, bro. Like, I promise you, like, if you follow the right people, it's a lot of nasty freaky people out there, you know what I'm saying? But I think, you know, it's key to understand us as men, because like that, the sex industry and the porn industry, like that shit is like a $1 billion industry. And sometimes I pay attention because I like to just get, and this is not me being funny, because this is kind of weird for me to say, but I really like try to pay attention to see like what exactly are these girls trying to get from like these guys. Even like when they promoting it, like like they know exactly what to say. It's kind of like strippers, like when strippers in the club, like they saying everything you want to hear type shit. So I think that level of self-control, being able to not be that naive and vulnerable to where somebody can make you literally spend money. Cause it's people that's like in relationships
still spending money
on OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and blame, you know what I'm saying, women that do that, because this goes back to self-control. Like you gotta have that control to be able to be like, nah, I'm good off that. Like I'm good off this, I'm good off that. And that shit is not easy, bro. It's definitely not easy, but I think it's just important to put other perspectives into your life, you know, do other things besides, you know, if social media is the thing that always triggers you to think about certain things that may lack self-control in your relationship, try to implement other things. I mean, go for walks, you know what I'm saying? Just see nature. I don't know, bro. Like,
yeah, social media is probably the biggest trigger. It's like you can't be on social media probably less. It depends on your followers.
Yeah.
But if you following the right people, within 1 minute of scrolling through your timeline, you done already seen some ass shaking.
Right.
You done already seen the Instagram model or a video with a vixen or something.
And I would love to see. I would love to ask women, like, what do they think men think about when they see them shaking their ass? Like, what do you think that? Cause when women be like, yo, like niggas is DMing me, like these girls, they be posting videos of them shaking their ass,
like a nigga not gonna DM you,
like a nigga trying to fuck, he trying to fuck. Like, is he wrong for that? Yeah. Like that's really a common.
A nigga can never be wrong if you invited him into your
DMs.
Like,
you would, like that could be posted like nowhere. Like you could have that for your personal. You know what I'm saying, so
you sending niggas videos, whatever you do.
Yeah, so I think that's, and this still goes back to us, you know what I'm saying, with the self-control, like that.
It's the attention seekers too, though. I think the girls that want the attention, you know what I mean? I ain't knocking it.
I mean, not a lot
of twerking and all that. Do what you gotta do.
But not a lot of girls will admit that that's what
they're doing it for.
And that may be something that they.
Why else could they do it, bro? It's the only reason,
bro. I don't know, bro. Like you be surprised the type of women you run into. They just be like, "Oh no, I'm just being myself. I don't really care about
If you was being yourself, that video would have only been for yourself. But
I don't know.
Once you post to social media, you want people to see. And you want to see what people's reaction to it is going to be, if they're going to like it, if they're not going to like it. If they don't like it, if you post a twerking video and you don't get no likes in fucking an hour, you're going to take that shit down.
Facts.
You ain't going to keep it up there just because you happy with yourself.
Nah, the girls know, bro. They know, like, if they try and get some quick attention, you know what I'm saying, show a little cleavage, shake some ass a little bit, and that's... I mean, shit, if it's that easy for us to turn into a hoe, I mean, so be it. I guess we got to be hoes then at that point. But yeah, I definitely believe that, you know, just having that self-control in your, you know, relationship within like your sex life, I think that's definitely important. Just being young, bro, like, cause it's a lot of relationships that you may not know if this is somebody that you are meant to be with. But if you simply take sex off the table, you kind of get to see things from another lens.
Yeah, is the relationship still there even without the sex?
Yeah, because
that's really what it comes down to is not having, you know, if y'all ain't having sex, can y'all still have a conversation? Can y'all still talk about other things?
Yeah, and that's important. That's really key. Because it's a lot of emotions that go into sex. I talked about it on that one podcast episode.
You got real, yeah.
There's a lot of emotions that goes into it, and you can ignore a lot of red flags from people just strictly on sex. And the sex could be bad, but it's just the act of sex itself that could just have those triggered emotions where you just don't really see a person for who they really are. And that goes for men and women. You know, there's a lot of men that use sex to kind of like cover who they are and their toxicity, and there's women that do the same thing. So I think is, you know, go a couple weeks without it. You know, test yourself. See how much you could, you know, maintain, how much you could like kind of involve yourself into your relationship outside of that. In my opinion.
Nah, that's strong, bro. And we know we had our outside conversations, you know, having our bro talk and everything.
Yeah.
And it's been a very important aspect, and I think in anybody's relationship is the sex.
Yeah.
Once you learn to, I can't say live without it, but not expect it every damn day, I think the relationship does get a lot smoother. We had an episode last time where we were talking about, you know, women's views as far as sex being a chore and things like that. And if it's becoming a chore, then you maybe may not have the right partner. Or maybe the importance of sex may not be as important it is to her as it is to you. And I think a lot of times that's where it comes down to.
And let's not get it confused. It's girls out here that's trying to fuck. It's dudes out here that's trying to fuck. Pause. Like, everybody's trying to have sex. I just don't, you know, whether you a man or a woman, you know, that shouldn't be, you know, looked at as somebody, you know, not being, I guess, a good person, I guess, because they enjoy sex, or not being a good person because they don't really enjoy sex like that. I think it's just more about the connection, being, like you said, like understanding who you with, because I'm sure we could say ourselves as men, you know what I'm saying, we want that, you know what I mean? We trying, I ain't never trying to be that guy to be like, first date, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, I'm not really that type of person that really wants to have sex like that. I really like to just read a lot and, you know, just do other things. But so I would never come like that ever in life. But adding that self-control factor could, you know, even potentially make your sex life better. You never know. I
think you do learn a lot from the whole sexual experience, like dealing with a person, and from a guy point of view, this the way I got the pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get here,
bro? From a
Sometimes
young boy,
I think about it.
From a young boy having sex to an adult now, like you look at sex completely different.
You look at it way different, like
completely different, bro.
How did
like,
she even let me get? How did I get here?
Yeah, like as a young boy, like you just doing. You don't even care how she feels. Like,
you don't care.
As an adult, like you really trying to like experience a woman. You feel me? Completely, like trying to see what she like, what she don't like, all that. Yeah, bro. I really, the self-control in a relationship is important, and if you lack self-control as a person, you know, when you get in a relationship, it may help kind of, but like it's one of them situations where you can't really help anybody until you help yourself. So you can't really try to like gain more self-control in your relationship if you don't have it outside of your relationship. You gotta build that relationship with yourself first, so it's then easier for you to then have that with your partner. And I don't know, I probably be sounding like Dr. Phil on this shit a couple times, but this shit all from experience. Don't get it fucked up. Like, this shit is from experience. Like, I'm not sitting here, you know, trying to sound like I got it all together.
Look, we're not experts. We just sharing our expertise.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's it.
That's a fact based off of experience, man. Like, you gotta make mistakes to you know, learn lessons. You ain't never gonna learn nothing if you don't make a mistake. And being afraid to make a mistake is just pointless to me. Like, that's art within itself, you know, imperfection.
I always let it quote, you know, experience is your best teacher.
That's a fact.
I learned a lot off just you're the type of person you are, just based off the experiences that we go through in life, and just learning all these things. Right. Yeah, man, it's been a good episode though.
This was flowing, bro. I fucked with this, man. I think I got, you know, the next episode a little queued up ahead of time. I don't know yet. I'm gonna see how the rest of the weekend goes. I might have the next episode topics ready.
Okay. Definitely looking forward to that. Yeah,
this was another good one. Real flowing, man. Appreciate, you know, everybody listening. Everybody that's continuing to listen. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving, enjoying, you know, the rest of their year. And don't forget to just try to learn new things on the way of this new journey with this coronavirus. You know, keep your mind moving. Try not to do the same thing every day. Things of that nature. Yeah, that's all I really got to say.
Hey, just appreciate all y'all listening. Continue to support the No Apology Podcast. It's been a pleasure.
See y'all next week.